First, I want to thank the Eibishter. I want to thank him for Shavuos. It's like a gold mine, Shavuos. There's no words. Shavuos is everything. The happiest of all. There's nothing in the world like Shavuos. It's a mystery, by the way. That's why, just sit and learn. Don't try to figure out what we're supposed to do on Shavuos. What are you supposed to eat? Cheesecake, Okay, but we're going to talk. If you lock yourself in, that's my shita. Watch. You want to hear stories? I was telling my class today, one after another. Yehula knows my stories. Comes all the time. I met them all. The whole world's when everything's going wrong, suddenly it's just the opposite. I believe in that like nobody's business. So I have no worries. Faket. Eibishter, you're going to do such a good job. I'm not worried. I'm lav davka accepting the bad stuff. I do that too. But I'm so sure that the bad will turn good. I'm more on that mahalach. Like, it's so much easier to accept because, watch the good coming out of this. Like, it happened the time that I was talking to the wall for an hour, and I says, now we're going to get more zikiram than ever. And the next day I find a new state radio, 104.7, opened up the next day. It was me, because of my bטחון, that I'm going to get even more zikiram. So it was all me, just in case you want to know. You want to take them? Want to take a whole stack of them? Take as much as you want. They're outside. Maybe a little less at ease. Take 8 in each place instead of 10, and more of these, okay? Yeah, so you take them. Okay, now. So, what did I want to say? So what happened? The next day, the whole world's... Then I spoke to Shlomo. Everyone thinks I made the radio station because they hear me twice as much as everyone else. So they think it's me. So I figured Shlomo is my friend. I was 8 at his house 2 weeks ago, and he tells me, no, I try to turn you off, and the machine keeps jamming, and you go on. You're always getting on as much as... And he laughed. As much as they're trying to get you... Look, you got your share. Now let's hear Rav Gifter. Let's hear Rav Yisrael Sorotskin. Let's hear... Oh boy, good. Let's hear this. There's a lot of shady Yidra about this show. Mendel, what are you doing? I'm not even there. And it keeps pushing the machines on my side. I deal with machines. I deal with the Eibishter. The Eibishter will get whoever. I want to tell you, for a certain kufa, for a long time, I didn't cham for the secretary, nothing. I said, Eibishter, I need bטחון weekly. I didn't talk a word. And now to thank you, Eibishter, I need, and Bittamol, the secretary, is nothing in our mind except my stuff. And I'm not, I never said nothing. And I didn't speak to him. It was nice, I said thank you once or twice. And he's making 200 copies forever. And suddenly, but after a while, I started comforting. Somebody taught me to be a mensch. He said, write the secretary, write something and give something for Yom Tov, if husband learns, whatever it is. As soon as I started doing that, so it didn't get worse. I was afraid. For a while, the taka got worse. You go straight to the Eibishter, it goes better. But if Adam Eibishter, for being a mensch, I'm going to be, the Eibishter was on my side, and things went good. So I'm not realizing it. I had bטחון on, you act like a mensch, you get service. At the mole, you're getting nothing. No matter how nice you are, the machine breaks down. Don't play games. Don't be samach on anybody. The machine will get you. I have both ways. The machine is not a chefza. Machine is, don't mess with them.
Amen.
Delicious stuff. The Hayim. Let's go roll. Matan Torah, we're so happy we have the Torah. We are so happy that we have the Holy Torah. That's the whole Shavuos in a nutshell. Now listen closely. I'll tell you why Shavuos is nothing in the world like Shavuos. The Ran says, you don't say thank, you don't appreciate the Torah that you learn, then what happens? then you get a churban Beis Hamikdash. The Torah won't go back to you. Won't help you. You don't appreciate me. A whole Yom Tov of Shavuos is one giant Birkas HaTorah. I appreciate the Torah. The more you spend that Shavuos kvelling, you know what you do all day long? I'm so happy that we have the Torah. Say it a lot. Simple. Simple. You're going to say things and do things and learn and daven. Simple. It's so good that we have the Torah. It's such wonderful. And start talking about the difference between us. Just talk simple stuff. Now say it a lot. Say it a lot. Keep repeating it. It's so good to be, especially when you're in a bad mood. Especially when you feel like, oh boy, I had too much cheesecake. Whatever it is. Say it all Yom Tov. You're going to give a chshivas to Shavuos. And then Torah is going to do much more for you. You got to read that. You got to get over Nefesh HaChaim and go over it. Chaim Epstein was a Baal Musa. He said over the same Nefesh HaChaim every single year, after year, after year. Same shtickle. That's Musa. When a Rav gives a new drush every time, that's okay. You're a Talmud Chacham. We're very happy. You have a nice vod. But you're not a Baal Musa. Rav Chaim Epstein's Zatzal was a Baal Musa. He repeated the same Nefesh HaChaim year after year after year after year after year. That's Musa. It's getting into you. Believe it. I love Torah. Say it again. I love it. It's delicious. I love being a Yid, and especially when you don't love, when the cheesecake didn't come out good, or you couldn't figure out the tastes. That's when you really got to say, "Oh, I love it." I want to tell you something. The Yaina, after the teva comes out, the Yaina comes out, and the Yaina is the loyal one. The Yaina is Klal Yisrael is the Yaina. Because the Yaina is loyal to its mate that doesn't look for other guys and Machsach Meshiga. He's not complicated. I got one Eibishter. So he comes out with a Zayas. And he says, I'd rather have a bitter Zayas from the Eibishter than sweet Davash from, I don't want anything else, just from you, Hashem. Now, that means you're loyal, you worked on Bטחון, and it's not working. And I ran to the Eibishter, and he's not helping me. You want to be a Yaina? This is your opportunity. I'm a Yaina. I'm not impressed. I'm loyal. I'm sticking. You know, David Amel for his nifta? He took a Yid. I don't want to talk about him. He was the winner. He killed it. Shimon Ben Geri Rosh Sanhedrin, dead. Yehuda Ben Tzuriya, the Rosh, dead. What he did, David Amel was upset with different people. Big Barzilai Yoladi had 1 mile. He stuck to David when he was in trouble. That's it. You can do that. You stick with me. It's a bad day, but I still love you, Hashem. Dafka. I love you even more. Now I'm going to tell you murder about.
Why more?
That's a whole. Now, first of all, you got to go against your nature. And you have to understand, what we call bad is dafka good. Wait a minute. Does anybody believe in Gehenna? Or we don't believe in that stuff. It's negative. You want to know? The Harry's? You're not supposed to talk about Gehenna. Now, Rabbi Miller said, the only real issue you and me have is Gehenna. All these other issues, come on. It's going to be gone soon. You know, how long you think you're going to be here? You'll be here forever? My sister was losing all her teeth at 40. And her husband, the Matcha Feda Tzadi, she was traumatized. Suddenly all the teeth are going. Baruch Hashem, nothing happened. B'shas Meiser was a Shrek. You look, Ruch, was willst the leibst of Eibig? You're going to live forever? She lost her teeth so hard. What's a tooth? It's a mum over. How long do you think you're going to be here anyway? Well, my tooth. What tooth? Your ruchnis is the only thing that means anything in your life. It's all passing. How do people, the first time they get a white hair, that's no good. You ever see these guys, when nobody's looking, you got to get big shiloh if you're allowed to pull out all those white hairs. But I don't want, Hashem Yerachem, if a lady gains weight, it's Rahman al-Islam, at 90 years old. No good. What are you doing? How long do you think you're going to be here? Who cares? Now, so people don't, so when you have something bad, you lost tons of Gehenna. That's not good, huh? That's not important. Gehenna doesn't really, okay, Mandel, don't speak that stuff. It's not for us. So what am I going to do when it's a Maisa? My friends are Nifta. I wonder where they are. I'm sure they're all tzaddikim, but you wonder sometimes, what's he doing now? Remember the Lashon Hara used to talk, I should have stopped him maybe. Now he has to pay for all that stuff. Or remember he did other stuff, where he used to yell at his wife. I wonder what's happening, Nobody's scared. If you're scared, you have a healthy Amuna and Gehenna, you'll be much happier life over here. It's a lot of fun. Every time something goes wrong, that much less Gehenna. It's a bracha. What's wrong with that? I don't hear it. Unless basic Amuna, you don't believe in Gehenna. So anyway. But I want to tell you about this hafel of a fella. Yisurim, Yisurim Ma. I don't do it. But sometimes I feel like doing it day and night. I have Yisurim, I forget things, I have all kinds of, and then it's, and Hashem is like the worst thing just happened. But I mean, all right, so, it didn't taste so good. I wish we had some more of this stuff or that. Oh, by Hashem, it's horrible, because He loves us. The smallest thing that went wrong, Hashem, you have to meet Yeshver again. I understand that problem. But it's shreklach. It's the worst thing. Or you got married to a wonderful woman, but just a drop better she could be. Yeshurei Mavis. You lost all your Gehenna. In Hashem's eyes, if you're smart enough to say that's a gift from Shemayim, Yisurim. Yisurim is delicious. People without Yisurim aren't going anywhere. When I went to the Vatican and I said my problems, they were overjoyed. I said, what are you guys so happy for? They said, we're afraid. 40 days without Yisurim. Keep it, say goodbye to Gan Eden. You got it all here already. Like Esav, Esav had a great time. He didn't have to suffer like Yaakov. Well, as soon as he died, he found out great news. Esav, straight to Gehenna. What? How did that happen? You had a great time here, so you did. You blew it. It doesn't mean you could have. Rabbi Weimer used to insist you can have it great in both places. And by the way, if you're into Bטחון, you sure will. Get into Bטחון. Spend a long time on that. You don't spend enough time, 5 minutes. I work so hard on Bטחון, Rabbi Mendel. 5 minutes a day. Oh, that's wonderful. Most people don't do that. It's taka madrega. Als kefida dar. It could be very much in Shemayim. But anyway, what I want to say. So if you spend that, my recommendation, sit there for the hour and sweat it out. And spend time thanking. Half of it to be thanking, half hashgacha, half ayin tova, mainly on yourself. Mainly on yourself. What a great. That Baruch Hashem, I'm better than everybody here, by far. That's pashit. Why? Well, we'll discuss that later. That's called. Then, sometimes I know the reason, and sometimes it's going to have to be a chayik. But I'm better for sure. They say, Seydar Yang says on Shavuos, you have to value yourself like crazy, because for sure you have something no one else has. And you have to be machshiv your brachas in the world. Seydar Yang says it. He says, if you don't hope, you're going to bring a big kilkulim in the world. Seydar Yang, you hear that? It's a big kilkul when you don't hope from yourself. He said, what's Anivas? I never heard of that. What in the world is Anivas? You're in the wrong, you're Chayne Amagel. Do you know how many Gdoil Yisrael told me, no, don't do that. Gdoilim, Admairim, they're all talking like that. Every one of them. Once in a while you find a diehard, no, I know I'm nobody. Anyway, but if you do that with a stoltz, then it's good. I'm nobody, that's official. Oh, if you could do it with that twist, then go for it. because you're proud of it. That's different. At least you got the stolz. I'm nobody. I'm worse than everybody here. That's the matzah. Mendel, don't give me this that I'm good. No lying. I'm nobody. And that's emes. I mean, that's it. That's the truth. I like the truth. The truth.
The nobody you call Adam.
What?
The nobody you call Adam.
Nobody you call Adam. Beautiful. Now, here's the story. I must tell you, this is not even a raise. By the way, it's not normal. Lately, they're on the phone. I'm taking people. It's true that if they believe in the Rebbe, it works better. I have to admit, because this guy is changing his life every single day. He has issues. Ad shamayim chasdecha. Ad shamayim nidis adin. The guy was born into a hara of haras, from Aleph till Tov, mental, physical, this, shalom bayis, the kids. He's got alamilas in one package until he met Mandel. Mandel met him. Mandel said, do you know, wait, 1 minute. I want to quote Rav Hut with his, do you know what lahadam means? Do you know what that means? They're making a mistake. You are diagnosed with what they said about him. This guy's never going to have a normal life. It's impossible. It's a total myth. You're in La La Land. I see it on your face. You're as normal as they come. He was traumatized by me. Just to see that. Come on. You're asking me, you know who I am? You know I'm an Admar. I'm joking. Anyway, I told him, and I mean it, and I was screaming at him, and he really felt it was too much. I says, okay, I see you can't work with me. I'll be made to you. I told him that. My Hasidim know, but you don't need no Amuna in the Rebbe. The Rebbe has Amuna in the Rebbe. I'll take care of that. You don't have to have no Amuna in me. You can. It's not negaya what you hold. The guy is having nisim goyim. He has a serious problem. I mean, he sleeps. He gets up every day between 3:30 and 4 is when he's ready for chakras. I mean, that's his lifestyle. Since he started with me, he's getting it every morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. He's major. And this and that. He's got millions of things turning around. And I says, I'm not satisfied. Why not? I didn't only have you in mind, I had your whole family. He calls me up a week later. My wife is a new person. You hear it, Mandel? Now you know who I am? It's okay. Anyway, you can all do it, Rabbi say. Get close to the Eibush. I'm going to tell you a story. The story of Rus and Orpah. Nebuch Orpah messed up so bad. She turned around, and that was the end. You don't turn around. You don't give up. Just like Vayivez Esav. Boom. You think, Esav, Chazal said he was 1,000 heads smarter than Yaakov. You know that? If he would have, what Orpah could have been, what she messed up. And she was intoxicated by Naomi. Naomi was the most charismatic human being. Her name, Naomi, usually a name, the name means this, means that. Maybe at birth they might say something by heart, up in the psukim. She says, don't call me Naomi, which means she was officially sweet. Naomi means Dacha Dakeinoyam. She was Dacha Dakeinoyam Spitz. And they were crazy over her, Rus and Orpah. They couldn't give her up. They were princesses. They couldn't give her up because she was. They knew her when she had just lost her husband and lost her 2 kids, and she said, "Don't call me Naomi, call me bitter." They saw her in that matzav, and she would don't go me sugar over her. Now next time you're bitter or whatever, you got to know how to do it. You have to have a dakei noyam. That's got to be. She was unbelievable, Naomi. Anyway, now what happened? Once you turn around, oiref, that's the end. Don't turn around. Stay there. Suffer a little, but keep moving. That's what Rus did. Keep moving. Rus said like this. Vayivez Esav. That was the end. Now, Rus said like this. The Sephardi says, "Vateriki misametzes," so that she's tough. She's not saying it. She just told her, you know what's going to happen to you? You know it's skila, streifa, hedig, chenek? You know what that is? And she says, more than that. You're going to be buried, not only in this world, you're going to be buried with Rishayim together. There's two base akvarises. The skilas and streifas, the worst ones, and the herigs and cheneks. You know what they do to you when they burn you in Bezdin, you know? When they stone you to death? You're interested? You sure you want to be Jewish? If you're Machal Shabbos, you know what you're in for? Please, go home. Get married. You're young, nice young lady, a princess. And then, by the way, to tell this to Moyavia, no yichud. She told her just this stuff that, oh, I didn't know. You can't do that, you know? No yichud. That's what she told her. She told her the stuff that'll kill her. Now you're finished. See that? Don't even dream of. You know what she said? Zok to Sephardi? She says, I'm not scared. She lifted herself. You got to see the Lashon. She lifted herself. What a noso liba. It won't happen. What did Esav say when Yaakov told him? You know what happens? If you're the Kayin or the Bukhar, if you drink a little too much and you go to do Avodah, Ma'ashumas, you know that? Oh, Yolamos, I gotta die. It's not happening. Look at Rus's reaction, and look at Esav's reaction. He said, I'm gonna die. Stop for me. And Rus says, I'm not gonna die. I'm gonna make it. Look at the difference. Arpa, she gives up. Said, that's why we say, you know, it says, V'lo Yamos. Come in. Kiptaran. V'lo Yamos. Mechalab. Tashime. And so many in Avodas Hashem punkt. You ever hear Rashi, Mechalab, Tashime. It's all over the place. Why? You won't die. You won't die. Mechalab, but if you don't watch it, you will die. But you won't die. Why does the Torah say that all over the place? Especially with Avodah. Shtu yain. Kiddush Yadayim, Raglayim, Chusah Begadim, all that stuff, because the Yid has to think positive. You won't die. We all know about Gehenna. We know about it. You better know about it. Better watch it. But it's not going to happen because we're going to make it. How's that? We're going to make it. Now listen. Wait till you hear this one. I'm not finished. You know the story of David HaMelech? He had a face Goliath. David HaMelech they say he was 30 years old. He was the baby of the family. Everybody knows they thought he was a mamzer, get him out of the house. We hope a lion kills him, a bear kills him. We hope we get rid of him. He's an embarrassment to the whole family. He's probably a mamzer, and he's admoini. We don't want him here. There was a family in God's Klal Yisrael. His father was, how many people went with Yishai when he went out of yeshiva? 100,000, 50,000. He was a massive, how much? 50?
600,000.
600,000. Do you know yeshiva that has that? 600,000. A Rosh Yeshiva? And Yishai was, he wasn't against kicking David out of the family. How would you like to be in such a matzav? And that's the way David grew up. Anybody feel rejected? I have company. Imagine. And his sons? Every one of them was a giant. Eliyav, Shmuel HaNavi wanted to make him the king. He looked, he had Ruach HaKodesh. He saw right to him. He's the Melech. Eliyav Hashem said, no. He's no good. And finally David comes. He's the, Shmuel HaNavi's what? He's red. Red, not color. His whole neshama is red. He's an Esav. I see it all over him. David said, that's the man. By the way, I want to tell you something. If you don't have red inside you, you don't qualify. Red is a Tanai in Malchus. In greatness, you must have a rotten side to you, or else you don't belong with us. You're one of the malachim up there. You must have it. Hashem was looking, Matzasi David out there. I'm looking all over. Where can I find a real nasty, wicked, somebody who hates everyone, who wants Evrasa Shmudal and Netzach, like an Esau. I need him. That's the king. He's going to overcome all that stuff. He's going to fight. You fall also. That's fine. As long as you got a rotten nature, you're depressive, anxiety, you hate people, you have all these critical, you hate. That's perfect material. That's what I'm looking for. That's why David make it. Now listen to this. He comes up. So his father, later on his father tells him, your brothers went to war. Please go and give them some food. And to give the chief general, which was Yonasan ben Shaul, 10 cheeses. Cheese. I like cheese. I'll tell you why. Anyway, David HaMelech heads towards him. What's going on here? Why aren't they fighting? What's going on? They see them. They had the military MPs, military police. It's a Rambam. They hold each other's hands. Don't you dare get out of here. You run tchilas nefila nisa. You run away. We have a rishus to chop off a hand or a foot. You're not allowed to run. And they were horrified. This giant gets up there. That's Orpa's nachas. Look at what she got. A nachas. Goliath haplishti, Rasha, Marusha, Macharef, Megadev, Mavarchas Hashem. He was smart enough to know that if you do it when they're supposed to say Krishma, then for sure you won. Because if you say, there's a Maisa, Hashem Amuna tells the Maisa before First World War, Yid was in front lines. Everyone was kidding. They were cannon fodder. They were getting killed everywhere except for him. He said, Shema Yisrael! And you know what? The bullets were going between his hands, between his feet, between his fingers. And there was a shegitz right next to him. He says, ha! And he's horrified. We're getting killed. People screaming and ambulances. It's a Bethlehem. It's a horror. World War I. Fun. And the Jew says, the guy says, teach me how to say that. Say there's one God. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. The guy did it. They were both nitzel. You say, Shema, you won the war. And Goliath was smart enough to know that. And Goliath studied every morning. I didn't know when it says about Krishna. Let me get here's a lamb. If Arpa's son wasn't a nobody, he knew everything already. And he said, I'm going to keep horrify them. They're going to miss Krishna every day, and I'll gobble them up. And he was big and tall and strong, and dressed in copper from head to toe. Yeah, mice. And David pops up, and he says, what's going on here? Why didn't they go to war? So they said, and what's going to happen if anybody decides to do a job on him? The king said he'll give his daughter. Oh, that's a good idea. I think I'm interested. Are you serious? Yes. You were never in a battle before? It's fine. So they tell. So first his brother Eliab says, David, what are you doing here? Why aren't you taking care of the sheep? I know Royal Vavecha. The Zodain live. You're a double Lushan. You're wicked. You're rotten. He didn't have a good opinion of. How would you like to be in such a family? Eliab has a low opinion of you. Don't ask me. Small enough you already was Moshe. That's a different choice. But what are you doing here, Gaddy? You want to see the war? Get it. Go home. The sheep. You have the Rahmanas. Let them have it. And David says, "Oh, that's okay. Nice to hear, but I didn't really mean anything. Okay, I was just talking. That's what some say that. I like David. I was just schmoozing. It's nothing." See, now, what's that older brother encounter? I want to tell you, that's Rus. Before he went and he took Goliath, you know what he told Goliath? He stepped in, he says, you know what I'm going to do to you? He tells him, he never walked into a battle in his life. I'm going to chop your head off, and you're going to be dead meat, and all the vultures are going to come down and rip your flesh and have a great meal. That's what he said. He's upsukim. I'll wipe you out clean. He was fearless. David was tough. I was scared of nothing. So they asked, Shaul asked them first, how? Aren't you scared? I know I'm going to win. How do you know? I once had a lion attack my sheep. You don't mess with my sheep. I walked up to the lion, grabbed him by the beard. Is that with the beard? The lions have beards? I grabbed him by the beard and I let him have. Who do you think you are? And I wiped the floor and I killed him. Bare hands, a joke. That's one. And I think there are a few cubs over there too. Then there was a bear. You know what a bear can do? I once read a story. A bear gives you one little tap. Forget it. You're in the hospital and that's a and a bear came and I wiped the floor with him too and he's gesund. So I'll do it to him too. Now I want to tell you something. When something nice happens to you, you say, well, that was something else, but this is a babachida. This is different. And the whole choir shall scared. This is different. That's what we would say. You don't do that. You had once a small success. That's a raya. You're going to have a big one. It's up to you. How are you going to touch? I do this. Whenever I need 1,000, when I used to collect, before I became a brisker, when I used to collect, so I used to get way back. I almost forgot those days. Baruch Hashem. So the what do I want to say? The
small success.
What? Yeah. So I need 1,000. I get ones. So the first time, okay, you want? Here's $1. And you know what I did when I got $1? That's a good sign. A few minutes later, I got 5s. Great sign. I promise you. This is how I function. Then after a while, it's only 100. Zeista? You say thank you for the 1s and the 5s, you're going to get hundreds. Before you turn around, you got the 1,000, it's done. I'm telling you, it's up to you. When you kill a bear and a lion, you say, for sure, now I'll kill him too. That's positive. Now, wait a minute. I want to compare David with Rus. You hear this? In order to become a malchus, you have to have a big, nasty brother. Chas v'sholom. You're not allowed to talk like this. Mamash and Aveira. I don't mean Aliyah. I mean Stam. You know, he was who knows. And you need a shviga telling you, you know what skila, streifa, headache, chenek is? You know, no yichud, say goodbye to your whole, happy life. It's over. Okay? You need to hear that full flesh and you're going to say, that's fine. No, Sali boy, I'm fine. Or you need a big brother to tell you it ain't happening, Bubby. David will get back to the sheep. You're nasty. You're nobody. You need that. That comes first. Now you're ready to win. You must have something telling you to get. Nashkiach from Nothen told me to leave Lakewood. Why? He says, you need a tzad keneged to make you grow. You need a Resh Lakish, not Rabbi Loz Ben Padas, who agrees with all your Torah. You need Resh Lakish. You're wrong, it'll get you moving. Okay, anyway. That's my shot. L'chaim. Now, the burning issue of Shavuos. I had 10 questions this meeting. 3-4 out of them were the same question in different words. How do I deal with Shavuos? Now, people want to be Zeicha. Now, first of all, Shavuos is confused. Serious people, like the people coming here, they really want to be Zeicha. What's Shavuos? I want to be ma'akal this. I want to digest it properly. What am I going to walk away with? You're not balabat this. It's good. It's good. Cheesecake was good. I learned the blot. Goodbye. We're not that type. Which is not a bad thing. Nishkefel. Do that. It's fine. You'll be Zeicha. Without any chachmas about Mandel's dictator. You're fine. Now, first of all, L'chatchila, Reb Nosson, I watched him. He didn't stop learning from the beginning of Shavuos to the end. It's a din. It's a din. You know that. Shavuos is a din. Plenty of rachamim, but it's a din. They're done you, whatever. You got to behave. Reb Nosson learned non-stop. He held, it's a din on them. Now, you try it. You want to crack up? I mean, so if you could do it, go for it. I used to do those things. Well, I'll get Olam Haba, even though it was a little bit, not quite. I made a lot of mistakes, so that's why I'm here to tell everybody. Have a white beard to tell you, I tried that. You could, but watch out. So if it lasts an hour or two, don't talk that night. It's a big schooler. Do whatever you can. Do it this way, sleep. You know what this farmer doesn't say? if you sleep because you need it, you're going to get such schar for every for that one. No more, another malach just created biggest chus for sleeping. It's brought down like that. If you need another cheesecake to cheer you up, olam haba for every bite. I need it, but I'm overeating. Good, so I'm overeating. The covered yom. I want to show you how much I love your Torah. I'm eating cheesecake to cover that. And when my wife's not looking, I'm going into the fridge and taking out some more pickles. I'm doing this. You're going to get olam haba for it. All kidding aside. I mean, of course, try to be the mashgiach. But if, let's say you can't. Well, you learn, then I don't think I can. I've tried. Don't listen to me, please. Don't say, well, Mendel said that Shavuos is nothing but cheesecake. Please don't say that. I'll be out of business, especially in Lakewood. What are you doing? I'll be in trouble. First of all, I do say like this. I do recommend get that Pepsi, enjoy, or Dr. Pepper. Yes, my tummy, the Dr. Pepper's Kaddish Kadosh. Get that Dr. Pepper, the kind with the cherry. Which kind is really good? Or Mountain Dew. Get whatever it is. The pickles. Eat. But I want to tell you, I promise you, that Pepsi tastes better with it tastes. Do it. The combination is phenomenal. Try it. I think Baruch Mizrahi said, mit dat, ich nehm sich a Pepsi mit dat Teisvis zusammen, and that's Gan Eden. So that's what I recommend. Get and walk out for a minute, and crack a joke, and laugh, and maybe it'll be overtime. I got to get to learn. It's a whole night, you got to learn. I did plenty of that, don't worry, I still do. When nobody's looking, I might be a little too stressed. I better watch it. I'm still basically from. L'chaim. But I want to tell you, Rabbi Yisai, just be happy and tell Hashem in English. Hashem knows English. I check that out. Hashem knows English. You know, hey, Bishta, say it once. I'm telling you, I'm more nachas than anything. You can finish shots, that won't hurt either, by the way. Learning, But say, hey, Bishta, thank you so much for Shavuos. I love it. Say, thanks for the Torah. It's so delicious. And thanks for that rotten shver. It made my day. I know young Goliath used to come over to me before Yom Tov. Yom Tov was, the ladies are all stressed about what kind of cheesecake. Well, no, we need a new kind, a new recipe. They got their stresses, to satisfy the overgrown husband. I'm joking. But how are we? I heard there was an emergency meeting in Lakewood between all the Hungarian, the third generation Hungarians. They're even worse than the bubbies. How do we get our husbands to have their buttons popping? How are we going to make that happen? I want to show it the years. My wife had a lot of yisurim because I was very underweight, still underweight all my life, and she used to cook, and I ate my head off. And my shviggy used to ask my wife, how's, Edel doing? He's fine, but unfortunately he hasn't gained any weight. But I do feed him well, I promise you. That's just the way he is. It's a big yisur. Anyway, I'm joking. But what I want to say, how did I get to this? No, you got to tell me. Who? Shavuos. So the men, the emergency meeting, yeah. How to get the men to gain weight. I said that already. Okay, anyway. What? The shver Laban. How many guys came over to me? How do I deal with my shver? How do I deal with them? How do I deal with my Adam? They're more stressed out. I'm telling you, they're all scared. Or how to, in Shavuos, my brother-in-law's going to be there, and he fashtecks me in learning. I'm going to deal with that one. No. Where can I tell you? Say, hey, Bishta, I'm so happy. Make sure you tell, if you're real jealous, that's when you go around saying, I have a shvaga better than anyone else. With a stolz. My shvaga knows how to learn even more than me. That's not pushing. with a stolz, I hold from him. Lie your head off. If you don't lie, you're not going anywhere. Anyway, there's a lot of nisyonos on Shavuos. And that might, the Bali Musa, a lot of time was given on Musa, on Bטחון, do tshuva on Bטחון, and be B'teach B'Hashem, Iken Asinas HaTorah, as Midas HaBטחון. For a good Navadia, learn extra Bטחון. That's what I recommend. Learn extra Musa! Learn Musa! L'kavod Shavuos. Give yourself a treat. And learn Sha'ar B'Tachon and fill your brain up with positive. I had an assignment just recently that could kill an overgrown elephant. I promise you. I had such an assignment. Oh no. This is going wrong and that's good. On all fronts. Ruchnias, Gashmias. I made the wrong move. I don't want to talk. But boy, did I have an assignment. And I made believe. Fafun. I'm not scared. I make believe. Nah, I'm not worried. I kept repeating that. The next day, I had the best day in my life. I live with this. This is my whole life. I live with laughing at issues. I do it habitually without the Musa Sevi. I'm so happy. Now, if anybody could go, I have here 326 7th Street to pick up. Who can go down there to pick up at least 10, 20 B'tachon weeklies and give them out to shuls? Anybody? Or go to March, 7 Yom Kippur. Who can do it? You can do it. You come over to me later. And, okay. Now. You do how many? 7th Street. It's a done deal. Great. You're the best. 326. This man helps me out. You know what Hashem did for him? He made him a chassan. He helps me out. I'm so happy for that girl. You know, I was speaking to Bob. Bob is the guy, the security guy on YTT, the Shagets. And they're taking home flowers for their wives. You know, they told Bob. Bob sees me, which one do you want? Well, let me check with my wife. Which kind do you like? And I came back to Bob. And Bob says, I says, you know, Bob, I'm so happy for my wife that she got me as a husband. I'm overjoyed for my wife. I am mishtatif with chaveda, you know. I believe in feeling for others. I'm so happy that my wife got me. I'm so happy for her that she was zoicha to marry me. I told her Shagis, he was on the floor. He says, Bob, this you never heard before. No, never heard this. This is something new. Nobody talks like this. I do it all the time. Not in front of her. In front of her, I say, I'm a little one of those. I say all different things. But I say that, do you know, this I'll tell you, I have spoken to many, many, many younger life who are suffering. You know, younger life tell me, I praise my wife all day long. She never praises me. She's angry at me. And don't ask what's going on. I don't want to go into it. Nasty stuff. And she doesn't hold for me, nothing. You know what I told him? And she's so choshev and she does this and does that. I says, well, I hold from you much more than your wife. She told it's a nest that she was zoichet to marry you. And I'm serious about it. You can say that to ladies too. I know myself. A lady's life was saved when someone told her that. Her husband treated her like, oh, I didn't see you. Who are you? Because her husband is one of those. And she's one of those. She's taka, not quite. And someone told her, you're more chashiv than your husband by far. And he started proving different things because she did have things that he doesn't have. And it hit her like a bomb. And of course, she talks a lot. She told her husband. The husband found out. What did you do? Told Mara you better me. I said, yeah, I just saved your marriage. And he admitted it was true. You're killing her. Now she feels like she's worth something. Sometimes the man got to do it. Sometimes the lady got to do it. A lot of ladies out there don't need to be told they're better than the husband. They don't need that. They need something else. They don't need it. There's a lot of it. It's fine, lady. You'll have a different avoid.